Hey guys, it's Lauren again. I make videos on high functioning autism because that's what I have, and I'm also a roller coaster enthusiast and a yoga enthusiast. So expect to see something like that sometime in the future on one of those two. So what am I here to talk about today? It's not really anything autism related, but then again, it is. Well, most of you guys, I don't know if you all knew about it or not, but we had a really, really, really bad winter last winter, and it was awful, and so many people lost power and water and internet for like a month. And anyway, it started on February of last year, and a few days before ours went out, there was plenty of other people that already had their power outages, and it was like really big snow and really big ice. And our neighbor of the road, he had to come down here to our place and take a shower. And the ice storm was so bad last year that trees were falling over. And our neighbor that came down here on a regular basis to our place to take a shower, there was like a tree up behind his house, and it almost fell on his house, literally. And he wasn't the only person that happened to. Our electricity went out Valentine's Day of last year. It snowed a couple days before, and there's other people already having their power outages, and ours went out on Valentine's Day. No, actually, yeah, it was the February the 13th. No, the day after. No, yeah, it was on Valentine's Day that it went out. So it was out for a week. I didn't handle it very good. And something else that was even scarier, what happened on February the 13th of last year. It terrified me so bad. It more so my mom than me, but I'm not saying I wasn't terrified. But my sister's house literally almost caught on fire, and thank the Lord she lives just like within walking distance to us, in my grandmother's old house. My grandmother that owned that house died back in 2006 in the spring. And after Lacey got married, she moved in there. So what happened that on February 13th, so it was like around midnight, my sister, I know that Lacey called and she's getting ready to go to bed, and she found out that her husband had found out that heard a noise outside. And then when he went outside, he noticed that one of their storage sheds had somehow caught on fire, and it almost spread to the house. So anyway, she brought the kids up here and to our place. Shortly after, I'd heard commotion going on, and I was, so she brought the kids up here, and she'd already called 911. Well, before she even got up here, I called 911. So that was that. And the fire department came, and they put the fire out. Well, then they went back down to their house because, just that one shed had caught on fire. Well, the fire started spreading after the fire department left and that we had to call them back again. So they came back again, and fortunately they put out a lot of the fire, most of the fire, so thankfully it didn't hurt the house in any way. And then the very next night, which I was telling you, it was Valentine's Day, our electric went out. And so for that night before our electric went out, which was February the 13th, Mom and Dad were like racing down to my sister's house to try to get the kids out, just to make sure that they were going to be okay. And they were, thank God. So it was ice and snow on that night, and literally nobody could get out. And it was a miracle that Mom and Dad were able to go down and help get things sorted out and help, and that the fire department came when they did, and they ended up coming back again, thank the Lord. And fortunately nothing happened to the house, but that shed caught on fire. One of their dogs, they have 3 dogs. At that time, they had 3 dogs. One of them was laying on a hay shed type thing as its bed, and something on that hay shed had touched an electric wire, a frayed wire, and that's what started the fire. So, but fortunately, we got it under control. And as of right now, we are having another major winter storm scheduled, and I'm hoping and I'm praying that as long as I'm living, that we won't have to see anything like what happened last year. As in, like, in the way of the risk of something catching on fire, plus our bad weather. And then once our electric came back on, just in like a couple days later, we got a major flood. And so many people in our area were not only affected by the power outages and had power outages for a month, but so many of them had effects by the flood that was really scary. And I'm hoping and I'm praying that we don't have to see anything like that this year, because right now we're scheduled for some ice and a major snowstorm, and I'm just so nervous that we'll have to go through that again. I literally did not take it very well. We went through other storms like that before. I was 12 years old in the winter of 93, 94. And our power outages, we had power outages and floods like crazy back then. And our electric was constantly going on and off. And I literally hated that. I just didn't deal with it. I didn't deal with it very well this time either. And then 4 years later, we had another major storm. It was in February, once again, like, first week of February of 98. And it came a really big snow. And our electric went out. And it was out for like 2 weeks. Once again, I didn't handle it very well. It just wasn't my thing. When you're on the spectrum, nobody on the spectrum handles anything like that very well. It doesn't matter. But I guess I'm going to have some entertainment, try to pick up some entertainment to do. But even with some kind of an entertainment to do, it's still not convenient. I'm one of those people that has to have my modern day conveniences. Alright, well, y'all keep us in your thoughts and prayers that we don't have to go through this. Like it's predicted, though. Thank you. Amen. Bye.